If I literally open my fingers, so my hands are going to go here and I'm going to open them. Our person, once we have our good connection, should feel an opening of what's underneath. Almost a spreading, like a, oh. I'm literally opening or spreading my hands, and James will hopefully suddenly feel his chest go, almost like he had a breath of mint or something. You know, there's that feeling of like...
I was going to say that it's kind of like that. It's almost, it sounds strange, but as if it's like a sneeze being generated from around about the middle of the chest. Very odd, but it's like it's an opening. It's not like it's a call opening.
All right, yeah. Okay, I'll take that.
What you're doing at the moment, although your hands are in the upper and lower parts of his back, presumably you're affecting the whole of his abdomen with what you're doing? Or is
I sure hope so. It depends on my skill level, right?
Yeah.
I'm satisfied if it's just where my hands are touching. Like already, I'm like, woohoo! And then if it begins to be all the way, and then eventually it's Bai Hui and Yongquan, and then all of a sudden you realize that it's Bai Hui, Yongquan, Lao Gong, right? These access points. Then you realize it's the whole system. But I mean, goodness me, that's a great day, right? I'll settle for a bad day where he just feels it where my hands are.
In fact, where your hands are the place that I'm sort of least aware of it.
That's
it's
very,
much
very
more
common.
down towards the couch first, underneath where the hands are, and then kind of at the extremities.
Alright? And then I'm going to gather the fingers in. So my fingers are going to do the reverse. They're going to come together.
But you're not bringing your fingers together, are you?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
You're doing it kind of like that second part of the exercise.
But my fingers, in the second part of the exercise, my hands were moving. Just unbelievably small. But my fingers are getting closer and closer together. But I'm not losing where I'm touching. So it's the sticky part.
So I can actually feel your fingers doing that, but the effect is more pronounced on the backs of my arms and the backs of my legs.
You get a really good connection, all those things, and they'll feel almost like they're being rolled in from the top of the bottom to the middle. Just
they're contracting in.
So is this closing and gathering together?
Sure, yes, of course. But the difference is gathering, I'll switch to gathering, because right now I've got a, not only are my fingers coming together, but both of my hands are going towards each other. All right? Now I'll switch it around so that they're neutral, and then I'll hollow Lao Gong, because gathering involves a hollowing of Lao Gong, yes. But when you do that, make sure your fingers go down while your Lao Gong goes up. All right? Just like the practice. Because if you pull all the way up, it's less warm than if we start to gather into Lao Gong point. So then the heat becomes quite specific for him. And he'll feel it hopefully in lots of places, but they'll be where my Lao Gong points are, where my hands are, will be the centers of concentration. Obviously dispersing, if I do it large, it's dispersing his blockages so he has better flow. If I do it small, I'm spreading qi through the body, right? Am I getting rid of the pernicious or am I helping the good? It's a question of intensity, of technique.
So if you want to, like, for example, disperse and lower the lungs, then in the, as well as dispersing in the...
Well, there'll be a lowering in there as a general rule, because if I was up here, then I could spread through the lungs. So I would make that nice warmth. If I had them flipped over and I was using my thumbs on lung 1, lung 2, and I was doing a vibration, I would definitely be dispersing that heat and lowering that heat to the body if there was lung heat. Right? So what I want to do is just, as we hit the practice days every time, to start pointing out more and more of, here's the practice you're doing every day, here's what it looks like on a person. So that we can erase the barriers of the practice being different from your practice. your personal practice different from your medical practice. That they're one thing, and they're guided together. And so we'll be doing that.